decided to bring back the Shield and put them in today's WWE. Now, they will be heading over there to the Blue brand, but there is a challenge that they must complete. And that challenge is that for all 3 members, they must hold some sort of championship by the end of a full calendar year. But the twist is, if they don't win the championship by mid-year, which would be in November, then they will be traded from SmackDown all the way to Raw to give them a better chance. But as we all expected, during the Shield reunion on SmackDown, all 3 members did pick up a win. Now keep in mind, we do have Dean Ambrose competing for the WWE Championship, while Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns are competing for the SmackDown Tag Titles. Now, we are at the PLE Backlash, and all 3 members did not make the card. While they didn't make the card, Cody Rhodes did lose his championship to Randy Orton. But the following week, Roman Reigns would return to manage Seth Rollins, and Rollins would pick up his victory. However, Dean Ambrose would suffer his first loss against Solo Sikoa in the New Bloodline. This would cause chemistry problems between the faction, because the following week after that, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns would suffer their first loss to Pretty Deadly. So while all 3 members did suffer their first loss within 2 weeks, that doesn't stop Dean Ambrose, because he do rebound and pick up a victory. While he did pick up the victory, he did request the night off for next week, which it was granted to him, but Seth Rollins loses to Kit Wilson, which would then lock Rollins and Reigns into a rivalry with Pretty Deadly. Dean would then return to the last episode of SmackDown before Money in the Bank and pick up a huge victory in a fatal 4-way match. Now, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns is at Money in the Bank with Ambrose ringside, and they pick up a victory against Pretty Deadly, which is their first PLE victory since reuniting on SmackDown. After Rollins and Reigns Money in the Bank PLE victory, they would continue to pick up wins the following weeks on SmackDown, which will lead them to a second PLE appearance, which is SummerSlam up against OC. Now, Rollins and Reigns did pick up that victory against OC, which would lead them into #1 contention for the WWE SmackDown Tag Titles, and Dean Ambrose in #1 contention for the WWE Championship title. Now, knowing that Dean Ambrose is in #1 contention for the WWE Championship title, he would then go on to lose in the first week of August, but would then rebound because he will win the next 3 weeks throughout the month of August, while Seth Rollins and Reigns go undefeated for the whole month of August, which will lead them into their 3rd PLE appearance, which is Payback. Now, Ambrose is still yet to be seen on a PLE card, but Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are going up against DIY, which they do pick up the victory and stay undefeated at PLEs. However, time is running out, because after this PLE is over with, we are in the month of November. And if you don't remember, I did say if they don't win the championship by the end of November, then I will be trading all 3 of them to Monday Night Raw. But it looks like that is not the case, because on the following week on SmackDown, all 3 members of the Shield did get granted their title matches. With Rollins and Reigns going up against Montez Ford and Dawkins, they do pick up the tag titles, which mean they are staying on the Blue brand. Now, for the main event, we have Dean Ambrose going up against Bobby Lashley, and Dean Ambrose do take the title from Lashley, which mean that all 3 members of the Shield did complete the challenge. But there is still something they have to do. They would have to keep these titles by the end of the full year. Although the Shield did win all the gold on week 1 of November, they would then go on to lose in week 2 as well in week 3. And in week 4, they are defending all of their championship titles, because there is no pay-per-view in this month. And it looks like that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins will be doing a 6-man tornado tag, and Dean Ambrose will be doing another rematch against Bobby Lashley. And Rollins and Reigns do retain their SmackDown tag titles, as well as Dean Ambrose. With the Shield successfully defending all of their titles on the week 4 of SmackDown in November, they don't have to defend their titles at the next PLE, which is Survivor Series, because they will be main eventing and helping Cedric Alexander go up against OC and Elton Prince in War Games, which the Shield and Cedric do pick up the victory, which makes the Shield still undefeated at PLEs. And while the Shield continue to stay undefeated at PLEs, they also go undefeated for the whole month of December by winning all of their matches. But while the Shield continues to stay hot on SmackDown, the Pride also gains heat as well, because they do go on to win matches in December to put themselves in #1 contentions for all of the Shield gold. So far, all 3 members of the Shield has been holding their titles for 84 days. And while the title reign is going well for the Shield, Rollins and Reigns do have to defend their championships on the first week of January in the new year against Pretty Deadly. Now, while they did retain their titles, the Pride full faction has now begun their rivalries against all 3 members of the Shield. And through week 2 and week 3 of the month of January, the Shield and the Pride would tic-tac-toe victories against one another, which would then lead to week 4, where Bobby Lashley would then dethrone Dean Ambrose for the WWE Championship title, which we would begin to see the downfall of the Shield occur, because Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns would lose their SmackDown tag titles against Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford at the PLE Royal Rumble, as well as their undefeated streak. And the downfall doesn't stop right there, because the following week after the Royal Rumble, the Shield would go winless throughout week 2 and week 3, and also miss the PLE Elimination Chamber, which will be the first time they miss a PLE after attending 5 previously. But they will begin to regain a little bit of momentum, because Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns will then return to the SmackDown after the Elimination Chamber miss and win their match, while Dean Ambrose would still have the night off. Ambrose would then return in the month of March, and the Shield would go undefeated for the full month of March. While the Shield was hot in the month of March, Ambrose went on a losing streak in the month of April by losing 2 weeks in a row, while Rollins and Reigns continued their winning streak by winning 2 weeks in a row in the month of April. Time is not on the Shield side, because they now only have WrestleMania in 2 weeks left in order to complete today's challenge. Ambrose does beat AJ Styles in a Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania, and Rollins and Reigns don't even make the card. It's not looking too nice for the Shield, because we only have 2 weeks left, and it looks like in week 3, Rollins and Reigns will regain the tag titles with Ambrose at ringside, and Ambrose did not make any match in week 3. Week 4 has arrived, and Ambrose is on the card, but it is not a championship match. It is against Carmelo Hayes with the Shield ringside, and Ambrose picks up the victory, but he don't have the title. So it looks like in today's video, Ambrose did not complete the challenge, but Rollins and Reigns did, because they did recapture the tag titles. Now let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see me do another video on these guys, but instead on Monday Night Raw. Blix Action here, signing off, y'all. Peace.